love Animal Crossing. It's a calming, simple game that serves as a much-needed contrast to the ceaseless horrors of everyday life. But even in our most idyllic moments of escapism, we must occasionally be reminded of our own mortality and the fragility of joy. So to humble us, the gods created this thing. This Lovecraftian eldritch horror appears on our islands on Bunny Day and goes by the name Zipper T. Bunny. It appears to take on a form akin to the Easter Bunny, but to what end is uncertain. But what we do know is this: Zipper is a menace, an entity of unknown origin, and a threat to national security. How do I know this? Look at it. The prosecution rests, Your Honor. As such a high-level threat, the creature requires a containment facility. So that's what we'll be building today. A containment facility for Zipper. In so doing, we seek to sufficiently appease the beast and prevent further casualties. The way we'll do this is by creating an environment, a habitat, if you will, so precisely calculated to appeal to the creature's unique style and sensibilities that it will have no choice but to be content to remain inside indefinitely. So yeah, we're doing a Bunny Day-themed island. Why? I don't really know, I just haven't done a Spring Core island before, so it seemed like a fun thing to do. Also, if you like Zipper, I see you and I hear you, and you are perfectly valid, but I am worried for you and the future of your soul. Blink twice if you're under duress. Anyway, here's what we've done so far. First off, I knew I wanted a yellow airport. Anything else would plague my conscience in my every waking moment. Amazingly, we got lucky on our first try, and our starters were Flo and Rudy, but that doesn't really matter because they'd soon be sacrificed. We set up everyone's tents, did our part to build the sacrificial pyre, and named the island. After that, we went to bed, and when we woke up, we were greeted with crushing debt. We immediately got to work paying that off, because if there's one thing you shouldn't be on a deserted island, it's the easiest target, and/or indebted to an omnivore. After learning to craft, we got to work critter catching and were able to summon blathers. And after a bit more running around, we paid off our debt. The relief was short-lived, however, as the next day we would wake up to find the creature. Mere squares from our doorstep, we found Zipper, ominously dancing in front of what at least had been Rudy's tent. We listened to his strange rhymes, and, appeased, he let us escape. After that close call, we helped Timmy and Tommy build the shop, and the next day we built Able Sisters, put down the bridge, and started on the plots. Once those were furnished, I decided to skip the villager hunt this round to save time, since I had enough amiibos that we could just swap in whoever we wanted later. So for autofills, we got Drago, Apple, and Marina, and after they were moved in, Resident Services got an upgrade. After meeting Isabel, we built and placed the campsite, and Ken came to visit. With him moved in, we were finally able to start placing the rest of our plots, and got Sasha, Gabby, and Bonbon. The day Gabby moved in, Apple asked to move out, which was wildly convenient, so she was replaced by Hopkins. And after repeatedly bribing Chrissy, she agreed to replace Ken. Then Carmen moved in, and with all of the plots full and enough flowers to appease Isabel, we made it to 3 stars. After performing the KK ritual, we unlocked terraforming, and I convinced Francine to replace Flo, Ruby to replace Marina, Dottie to replace Drago, and Bunny to replace Rudy. So yeah, that's where we're at when it comes to Astara. The overall theme I want to go for is Bunny Day, obviously, and really just go full-on spring core, cottage core, pastel, midsummer vibe, you know? It's not actually going to be a horror island, but who knows? We can't really predict where the vibes will take us. But if you have any ideas for what we should do, I would love to hear them, because I have a very rough kind of idea of what I want to do, but I'm still trying to decide on a more concrete layout and what to do with everyone's houses and stuff like that. Also, I did seriously consider having villagers like Molly, Maple, and Fauna on the island, since they kind of fit the Spring Core theme, but since it's specifically Bunny Day themed, I decided to go for all bunnies instead. In hindsight, it does seem kind of evil to leave them out, but it's Bunny Day, you know? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I am once again in a hell of my own making, so join me, won't you? Also, hey, hi. By the time this is posted, this channel will officially be a year old, which is absolutely insane. And to everyone watching this, whether you're new or you've bravely stuck with me this whole time, I just want to say I really appreciate you, and I'm incredibly grateful that anyone watches these videos, let alone comments the nice things you guys do. I'm so happy to be a part of this community, and yeah, I know I've said all of this before, but I feel like it's important to say it again. A year is a long time, okay? And I'm excited for what we're gonna do next. Okay, love you, bye!